There are people who have long left our lives, yet never truly left our minds. Why is that? Let us journey inward and uncover the answer together. When someone's shadow lingers in your heart, there are long nights in rare moments of life's stillness when you suddenly realize one thing. There is someone who has not yet left your mind. They appear in your dreams. They drift through your scattered thoughts. They cling to those moments you thought you had long forgotten. You ask yourself, why? Why, despite the passing of time and countless changes, does their image still haunt you? Is it because your heart is too fragile? Or is it fate, a lingering karmic tie? In the profound light of Zen Buddhist philosophy, the Buddha does not answer with grandiose words. Instead, the teachings offer a small, steady flame that illuminates each step through the darkness of consciousness. Today, I invite you to walk that path with me, to recognize the deep-rooted causes that keep someone lodged in your mind, to understand correctly so you can cease blaming yourself and cease torturing your heart, and to discover the path to true letting go, not by force, but through genuine inner awakening. Let us embark together on this journey, a journey not merely to forget a person, but more profoundly, a journey to return to and liberate our own being. 7 Gates to unlock the obsession. Attachment disguised as love. If someone remains endlessly in your mind, the first question you must ask is not, how much do I love them? But rather, in what ways am I attached to them? Love or attachment. Zen Buddhism teaches, true love brings serenity. It is like the moonlight reflected on a lake, undisturbed, unpossessive. Attachment, on the other hand, is like a wild storm that churns the waters and clouds the reflection. You believe you love them, miss them, long for them. But if each memory brings you pain, restlessness, and sorrow, then, honestly, you are loving the image of them your mind has created, not the person themselves. You love the feeling of being recognized by them. You love the memories you once shared. You love the unfinished dreams you had together. This is not wrong, but it is not pure love. It is attachment, and the Buddha taught attachment is the root of all suffering. The fear behind attachment. Listen more deeply. You fear losing them. You fear loneliness. You fear you are not enough without their validation. At its core, attachment is not simple longing. It is fear disguised as affection, and that fear, like a neglected child, wails inside your heart, pulling you endlessly back to their image. Liberation through loving kindness. In Zen, liberation does not come from forcing yourself to forget, but through loving kindness, loving without clinging, blessing without demanding possession, letting go without resentment. Practice the Buddha's teaching. One does not conquer the world by force, but only by the power of loving kindness. When you can silently wish them happiness, whether or not they are by your side, when you can smile at old memories without being torn by them, when you no longer need them to affirm your worth, that is when you truly love, and that is when you are truly free. Unfinished karma. Karma is not punishment. In Buddhism, karma is not a punishment inflicted by a higher power. Karma is simply the seed of actions, words, and thoughts we have sown. When someone refuses to leave your mind, it may be a sign. A karmic bond remains incomplete, still calling for closure. It could be an apology left unsaid, a wound left unhealed, a lesson about forgiveness left unlearned. Invisible chains. Zen teaches every meeting is a karmic encounter. No one enters your life by accident. No one leaves without reason. If they still linger in your mind, it means the karmic thread between you has not yet been untangled. The more you deny or resist it, the tighter the bond will seem. Healing through confrontation. In Buddhism, healing does not come through forgetting, but through recognition and transformation. Ask yourself, have I truly forgiven? Have I truly understood the lesson they brought? Have I stopped clinging to the idea of winning or being right? When you bravely face old karmic ties with compassion, the torment will naturally begin to dissolve. Their shadow will fade, just like mist melting away in the morning sun. Reflecting the inner shadow. The darkness within. Carl Jung once said, "Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens." Zen Buddhism similarly teaches everything we admire or despise in others is but a reflection of something within ourselves. That person might evoke admiration because they embody courage you haven't yet dared to express. Stir jealousy because they possess what you secretly crave. Ignite anger because they mirror parts of yourself you refuse to acknowledge. The mirror principle: that person, whether you love them or resent them, is merely a mirror reflecting unhealed parts of your own being. Instead of asking, "Why did they hurt me?" ask, "What part of myself are they revealing that needs to be healed?" When you courageously look into that mirror with compassion instead of judgment, you begin the true journey of returning to yourself. Attachment to outcomes. Hidden expectations. We are not only attached to people, we are deeply attached to the outcomes we imagine, hoping for reconciliation, hoping for an apology, hoping they will regret losing us, hoping they will recognize our worth. Each expectation becomes a chain that binds our soul to the past. Trapped in illusions of the future, instead of living in the present, we are haunted by what could have been or what should have happened. Thus, we become trapped, like a moth, endlessly circling the flame of our own imagined scenarios. Letting go of expectations, returning to now. Zen teaches, when you desire reality to be different from what it is, you have already sown suffering. Liberation does not come from things going your way. It comes from accepting reality exactly as it is. Letting go of expectations does not mean giving up dreams, but releasing the insistence that things must happen according to my script. When you release this grasp, you free your heart to truly experience life as it is: fresh, wild, unpredictable, beautiful. Identifying with thoughts. You are not your thoughts. When you think, "I miss them," deep underneath is an identification. I am this missing. I am this emptiness. Buddhism teaches, you are not your passing thoughts. You are the vast sky, and thoughts are merely drifting clouds. Your essence is not altered by a passing storm. Observe, do not merge. When a thought of them arises, do not sink into it. Simply observe. Here is a thought about them. Watch it appear. Watch it linger. Watch it fade. The tiny space between you and the thought, that subtle distance, is the doorway to inner freedom. The more you practice watching without merging, the less power any single thought has to define or control you. You remain vast, steady, untroubled, like the open sky holding every cloud, yet belonging to none. The illusion of permanence. The trap of present emotions. When longing or pain engulfs us, it is so easy to believe, this pain will last forever. I will never move on. I will always miss them this intensely. But this belief is merely an illusion. No emotion is eternal. No memory remains frozen in time, the mark of impermanence. One of the core truths in Buddhism is impermanence. All conditioned phenomena arise and pass away in every moment. The pain that seems overwhelming today will, like ink diluted in rainwater, inevitably soften and fade. Understanding impermanence does not deny your feelings. Rather, it liberates you from being imprisoned by them. Seeing through the illusion. When you truly realize they are not fixed, your pain is not fixed, even you yourself are not fixed, you can open yourself to life in all its shifting, shimmering, ephemeral beauty without clinging, without resisting. You no longer fight the river of change. You flow with it, gracefully, peacefully. Unfinished spiritual lessons. Encounters are never random. Some souls are destined to step into our lives, not to stay forever, but to awaken us from our slumber. That person, whether they brought love or pain, was a part of a greater plan for your awakening. They are not an accident. They are not a mistake. Lessons yet to be completed. If they still linger in your thoughts, it may be because the spiritual lesson they brought has not yet been fully realized. Perhaps it is a lesson in unconditional love, a lesson in releasing expectations, a lesson in forgiveness, both of others and of yourself. Until the lesson is embraced, the mind clings to the teacher, even if it clings in suffering. From suffering to awakening. If you view their presence not as a curse, but as a call to growth, then instead of asking, "How do I stop thinking about them?" you ask, "What am I being invited to grow into through this experience?" When the lesson has been fully learned, their hold on your consciousness naturally softens and fades, like a shell falling away once the seed inside has sprouted. The 5 Buddhist methods of healing. Mindful observation. When thoughts of them arise, do not suppress, do not flee. Simply sit quietly and acknowledge, here is a thought about them. Observe it as you would observe a cloud drifting across the sky. No clinging, no resistance. The power of healing lies in pure mindfulness like this, in seeing without getting lost. Compassionate self-inquiry. Gently ask yourself, what exactly am I clinging to? What lesson remains unlearned? What am I expecting from them that I have not yet learned to give myself? Ask these questions not to judge yourself, but to embrace the wounded places within. Inquiry with kindness opens the door to profound healing. Letting go. Through acceptance. Letting go is not about forcing yourself to forget. Letting go is accepting reality without resistance. When you can accept that, they may stay or go. Feelings may rise and fall. You create space for peace to flow naturally through your life. You surrender the battle with what should be and embrace what is, beautiful, imperfect, alive. Using thoughts as bells of mindfulness. Every time thoughts of them arise, instead of blaming yourself, use it as a bell of mindfulness. Return to your breath. Return to your body. Return to this very moment. Thus, every appearance of their image becomes not a prison, but a doorway to presence. The more you practice, the more their shadow becomes your teacher of awakening. Practicing loving-kindness meditation, metta. Send loving wishes to yourself. May I be free from suffering. May I find peace. To them, may they be free from suffering. May they find peace. To all beings, may all beings be happy and free. Loving-kindness meditation melts the hard knots of resentment and attachment, allowing your heart to soar freely, like a bird released into the endless sky. The parable of the river and the stone. A Zen story, the river and the stone. Imagine your mind is a flowing river. One day, someone you loved, you hated, throws a stone into that river. At first, the stone causes ripples and waves, currents and eddies, splashes that disturb the surface. The river is no longer calm, it is stirred, it is agitated. You have two choices. Fight the stone, struggle to remove it, curse it, or allow the river to continue flowing. If you allow the flow, one day the stone will settle peacefully at the bottom, or the current will smooth it over, carrying it downstream. No force needed, no struggle necessary. Simply let the river flow. Application in daily life. That person, their image, is the stone in your mind. The more you resist, the more turmoil arises. Instead, accept their presence. Observe them with calmness, and continue living, continue flowing. One day, you will see, they are still there, but they are no longer the center of your inner world. You have become the vast river, where a single stone can no longer disrupt the profound, steady flow. Conclusion: liberation from the prison of emotion. My dear friend, the strangest thing about those who cannot leave our minds is this: they are no longer here, yet we continue to imprison ourselves in their shadow. The chain is not in their hands, the chain is in ours. Zen reminds us, there are no real chains other than the attachments in our own minds. When you release, you are free. When you understand, they no longer have the power to hurt you. They are but a passing cloud across your vast sky. Then you truly liberate yourself. The whole journey summarized. Realize, attachment is not love. Recognize old karma seeking completion. Illuminate hidden shadows within. Release expectations of specific outcomes. Disidentify yourself from fleeting thoughts. Deepen the understanding of impermanence. Transform unfinished spiritual lessons into growth. Ultimately, live like the flowing river, where every stone becomes just a faint ripple on an endless journey. Final message. Know this: you are not weak because you miss someone. You are not wrong because you feel pain, but you have a choice: to remain stuck in the endless circle of longing, or to step forward, carried by the light of your own inner awakening. And when you step forward, the world is no longer a prison, but a vast garden where every past sorrow blossoms into a flower of wisdom. I wish you courage, clarity, and boundless freedom on your path back to yourself.